Joining us today for a bonus pod, we got a two-time returning guest, BabyFace Breaks, now of All Sports Breaks. BabyFace, Nick, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I was about to say a lot's changed. I think the last time we had you, it's been like 4 months. We didn't have anything for Cactus Jack yet. We didn't have anything for Finest. We haven't had anything. So a lot has changed. And a lot, like I mentioned, there is that when we first interviewed you and had you on, which we had a good time. Appreciate you joining again. You were just by yourself doing your whatnot thing. But now, like I mentioned in the intro, you are now part of All Sports Breaks. So tell me a little bit about that. How did that come together, and what's your role, and what are you bringing there with All Sports?
Yeah, so we've been in talks for a while, just like behind the scenes. We were just waiting on product to really like surface before we made any moves. We actually met for the first time at WrestleCon, and we worked out some kinks. And then they brought me over as a breaker to All Sports Breaks, and then now I stepped into like a social media manager role as well. So I'm doing both for ASB at the moment.
Gotcha. So you got your hands in different things there. And tell everybody there tell us a little bit of everybody there about who is All Sports Breaks, what they're about, where can you find them. Tell us a little bit more about who they are.
Yeah, so we're a team. We're primarily focusing on combat sports right now. We're on Whatnot and we're on Fanatics. We're a little bit new on Fanatics, so we're really just trying to get our hands into both. And we really just break wrestling cards, UFC cards. As soon as product's out, we're always there. So anything on release day you see that's combat sports, just come check us out.
Yeah, and listeners, if you guys are listening, if you're on YouTube or you're on Apple or Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, I'm going to link everything down in the description down below. Of course, I'm going to have BabyFace Breaks Instagram on there. He's still posting fire content over there. He's posting his own personal collection and also things that he just has in his inventory. And of course, going to put the information for All Sports Breaks both on Whatnot and to Fanatics Live. So go check them out. They do some really good breaks there. They change it up a little bit every once in a while, different from what we typically see from different platforms. But of course, we'll dive into that a little bit further here. With Topps Finest there. So, of course, your introduction there with All Sports Break was Cactus Jack. Now, obviously, I'm going to kind of play a little bit devil's advocate from both sides here. I first want your personal opinion, because I feel like this one here is a hit and miss with both wrestling fans and wrestling collectors. What did you overall think about the product, the structure of the product, and just from an appeal standpoint? What did you think about it?
I think the first and definitely the most important thing, the negativity that comes around Cactus Jack was all based off their timing. I mean, they couldn't have released it in a worse, it was the worst timing ever. I mean, they really rushed it. Listen, it's growing on me. It actually is growing on me. We saw a little bit of Finest here and there, but Cactus is really growing on me for some weird reason. There's something weird and different about it, but the timing really killed them, man. I mean, we had a lot of momentum after WrestleMania. There was a lot of good times to drop the product. And I think it really hurt because people were like a little indifferent. Like, you're saying you're on both sides. And they saw Finest in the horizon. And that gives everybody the excuse to be like, oh, I'm just going to wait it out. I'm not going to dive all in on Cactus because we saw a little bit of it and Finest is right around the corner. So, I mean, the worst thing about it is the timing, man.
Yeah, I think also too, I think you could probably even speak to this too, but like I think what threw people off was the price of it. Like, because we didn't hear it for so long, and all of a sudden it pops up, or we get a tweet that's going to come out for pre-orders, and then nothing happens on that Monday. Then it's delayed more, and then if we get the tweet again, it's coming Monday. You see that price tag of like $450 and no guarantee autos in your box. I think like if you're like even iffy or hesitant on Cactus Jack, I think like a group break is probably like the perfect way to go, because it's like, to me, I think it's more of a low risk, high reward if you buy certain superstars. I mean, if you're going in like on a Stephanie Valkyrie, the chances of pulling something big on that is high. But I think I'm the same way like you. I think it's like slowly starting to grow on me. I think it's some of the inserts. I like the one with the I think it's the Fiend Phantom, like a little
Yeah.
the little cross on the black and silver. Like, I don't know. I think those look sick. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's starting to slowly grow on me too.
For sure. I mean, like, it is a beautiful set when you really look at Finest and Cactus right next to each other. But that timing, like you said, the delays, the price tag. A little note on the price tag. I think people are gonna we're gonna have to get used to these price tags. I don't think it's gonna go back to what it used to be, and it's very unfortunate. I hate to say that, but I'm gonna give you a spoiler. I don't think it's gonna get much cheaper than $300 a box now. I mean, that's I think where the market's at, and it's definitely not going down. So it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate, but thank God we do have all these breakers and have all these other ways to get hands on product because I mean it's tough. It really is tough.
Yeah, I think that also with I think the whole thing with Cactus Jack and Travis Scott, like his whole fallout with WWE 2, like that couldn't adding
Yeah,
on
that
to
didn't
the
help.
structure as well, definitely didn't help. And it didn't help that his WrestleMania involvement was already 50-50,
Hmm.
depending on who you ask. I know at that time I was like I really didn't care. But when I look back at it now, I'm like, yeah, that was just such a bad move on WWE's part. And I think the
For
WWE
sure.
Unreal documentary didn't help with
Yeah,
it.
that
So
that dog didn't help either.
No, not at all.
I
Not
was like,
at
no,
all.
I don't
Oh
think that
man.
documentary helped his case one bit.
Nope.
And then
Uh,
I was like, oh
Nope.
man, I was like, that was so bad. So yeah, I think it was obviously a timing issue. I don't know if it was a logistics issue with Travis, Cactus, like that whole brand and that IP. So yeah, I think this overall it was just doomed from the start, and it's unfortunate because it is a good product. I like it a lot. I think I was probably one of the few that liked it from the jump. I think the Rodeo Rebels, the Fame Phantom, like those are probably some of my favorite inserts. Obviously, I collect the White Six, so they fit that Fame Phantoms really, really well. So that's why I was like, yeah,
Yep.
I'm sold on it 100%. So to kind of piggyback off a little bit of what we talked about with Cactus there, I know like from our side, like watching it from the outside perspective, obviously watching you and watching other guys break. Obviously, I wouldn't say you particularly because obviously you did yours breaks a little bit differently. You had the wheel spins, but it seems like other people or other breakers as well had a little bit of an issue filling cases or filling breaks as well. Like I know, for example, we can speak on it a little bit. We joined in on a break and it took 3 days to fill. And he like that's offering discount, that's offering, 2 for 1 or whatever the case may be. Do you think it was the price point, or do you need to kind of echo what you said? It was kind of like, all right, we're just gonna wait for finance to see what that does. What do you think it was from what you were seeing on your side on the other side of the screen?
Yeah, what I'm saying, we had our hands tied with pricing. It wasn't great, to be honest with you. I haven't seen a jump in, I mean, like a decline in product pricing so fast. I mean, the cases went from X amount of dollars to half in a week. It was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it was I've
Uh,
never seen anything like that.
Never seen
I was
anything
about to
like
say,
it,
I was like,
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah,
If anything,
I
for y'all, it
swear.
probably like kind of like tied y'all's hands and bind them because like you probably bought this product at X amount of dollars, and now 2 weeks later, it's like
That was
less
exactly
than
it.
that. So now you're
Exactly
taking
it.
losses regardless on top of the discounts like y'all are probably already giving out because some people are hesitant about it. So I
I'm gonna
can see
tell
that.
you that 90% of people, companies like this, and especially solo people breaking, lost on Cactus for sure. I mean, the decline was unbelievable. Like you said, finest in the horizon, the price point, nothing helped it. But mark my words here, I think there's gonna be a little like what's the word I'm saying? Like there's gonna be an uprise in Cactus for sure. People are gonna want it again, I guarantee it. So and also like I said, I mean we had cases. I had cases in my closet and I was sweating. I was looking at them, I was like, oh man, like at least I could fill, but I was like, oh like this is tough, and yeah, they saw finest on the horizon. They saw the price points for these certain wrestlers they wanted to get, and nobody was involved. I mean, like they sucked the life out of us for months here, and people weren't in. We weren't in the groove. So just really poor timing, man. I mean, that's like the number one thing I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think they even
Yeah,
probably
and
put that price up. It kind of makes it seem like more rush. It's like, hey, let's get this out, and then a week or two later, it's already out. It's like, all right, now let's drop it because we got finest coming in now. So
Exactly.
yeah, they did
Exactly.
not help themselves there. Well,
No.
yeah, even
maybe
the
Tops
singles
did.
too, like
Maybe Tops did because they were charging all this money, and then all of a sudden they decided to do a price cut, and maybe all the ones that have to, eventually eat it because you already have a product in hand. So
Yeah, I mean they
yeah,
definitely put some of these car shops at a really bad point. I'm really good friends with my local car shop owner, and they really handcuff you, man. Like, because if you don't buy their product and at what they want it for, they'll be like, all right, you're getting nothing. So we're in a tough
yeah,
point, but I mean the demand is there, so it's good. It's
yeah.
bittersweet. So
Yeah, I think it was definitely bittersweet. Like, I think for me, like, it was like, we got something. Is it, everybody's cup of
Exactly.
tea? No. But as long as we got something so we could finally start, if you want to call it stability, if that's what you want, if that's the right word. But, all these Panini products have been so high in wax and pricing just because we had nothing out. So maybe now with Cactus being here and with Finest, hopefully there's come some stability and everybody has their own thing to like. So if you don't like Cactus Jack, you got Finest. You don't like Finest, you maybe go back to Topps Chrome. I know everybody wasn't a fan of Sapphire. I wasn't really a fan of it too much just from a product standpoint. But if there's not nothing you like there, maybe go find something there back at the Panini era. Now, I know
Right.
you kind of had your own, stash and pass type thing. I didn't see it there. What was the best pull that you had from Cactus?
It could have been an out of 10 Zarya. That might have been one of them. What else did I pull? I pulled a Rollins auto, a Kane auto, but I think it was the out of 10 Zarya. I mean, like, her market's great right now. Those rookie cards and the out of 10s, I think personally they're my favorite parallels. Something about that black background, it
The
just hits
black.
so nice. Yeah. The autos weren't really crazy. I would think this the out of 10 Zarya.
Yeah, no, I had a couple of Zarya Festival Furies. Those that's another one that I like too out of 99s
Uh,
and was able to
Beautiful, yeah.
to flip those a little bit quickly there. I know my local hobby shop had it for like 20 bucks, I think 20, 25 bucks. I was like, dude, I think that's kind of criminal. So I was like, oh, that's an instant pickup and flipped it
Yeah.
at a cart so that I went to this past weekend. So I was like, that was easy money.
No,
And then
that's a beautiful pickup. Yeah.
yeah, so her and so Ruka, I got like a RC Batchy, Jordan Grace as well. Jordan Grace having her introduction in the set. So I thought that was a nice little pickup there. But yeah,
Right.
that was Cactus here. Again, not everybody's cup of tea. I get it; it's valid, but I do agree with you. At one point, you said there I want to hit on before we head on to Finest. We dive deep into Finest here. Yeah, I do think we're going to see a little bit of an uptick in Cactus Jack singles. I don't know if it's going to be the parallels, the autos now, just because the autos and Finest can be hit and miss, especially who's missing, which we'll dive a little bit here in a tad minute. But yeah, I do agree here that that Cactus will make its way back here as far as a price point in singles and things like that. But we got Topps Finest now. That's official. At the time you're listening to this, it will be officially have been dropped. I know some people are already ripping it on whatnot. We've seen some sneak peeks already here and there, which you guys have some breaks loaded on Fanatics Live and over on whatnot as well.
Yeah.
And you're doing a show Sunday. If you want to plug in that show now, please feel free to plug in your show and what you're doing for Finest.
Yeah, so Sunday we're doing a half case random wrestler, like cheap entry spins. It's gonna be Sunday at 6:30 EST Eastern time. So if anybody's watching, they're around, they want to get in a cheap little spot, maybe hit something cool, hop on in.
Yeah, I
Nice little
heavily
Sunday
advocate
break.
for the for the nice little Sunday break there. Shake away the
Yeah,
the scary Sundays, as they like to say here.
there you
But yeah,
go.
no, I like the way specifically you do, and I'm not just glazing you there. I do
Thank you,
like them a
thank
lot
you.
just because it gives a low entry point. Obviously, there's some people who maybe not want to fork out, 100, 150, whatever the case of these spots may be going for for a full case or a half case. It kind of gets your toes in the water a little bit. And of course, if you want to go a little bit further, you could definitely do that with other breaks if it's you guys or anywhere else that's on
Exactly.
Fanatics Life and or on whatnot. But let's talk about Finest here. So we got 6 packs, 10 cards, 8 boxes per case here. We got a couple of. I'm gonna shoot down all the odds here. So we got Showstoppers, 1 out of 6 packs, Intimidators, 1 out of 5, Finishers, 1 out of 6, The Turn, 1 out of 15, Full Segment, 1 out of 15 packs, Dark Energy, which are the cases. My personal favorite. We'll talk about those in a little bit here as well. 1 out of 67 packs, Double Exposure, 1 out of 240, and then the Ula Fala, which I think is going to be probably the biggest chase in the set. That's going to be out of 1 out of 480 packs. So good luck pulling that one. Now, when it comes to autos, which you are getting 2 per box, we got the Finest Autograph, 1 out of 19 packs, Finest Moment Signatures, 1 out of 28, Finest Masters Autograph, 1 out of 31 packs, and then we got the Finest, which is 1 out of 137 packs. And then we do got the reintroduction again of the Celebrating Cenas. I'm pretty sure as a Cena collector, I'm pretty sure you're targeting those. We then got
Yep.
the Rock retrospective autos coming back, and then we got the Triple H tribute autos, and then we have the Superstar Rivalry, which the checklist only had Shawn Michaels and Triple H, but there was an image of Randy Orton, or I think they did obviously release, though the Randy Orton's on the checklist, but they also released an image of Shawn Michaels. But with that, they also released an image of Logan Paul, who had the rookie card badge, had everything being promoted, and he unfortunately is not in the set. which to me is a bummer. I know you're a Logan Paul guy. I know you promoted that. You've kind of shot. Obviously, when I'm in your streams here, you kind of promote him a little bit more, like myself. What was your initial reaction to going through the checklist and not saying Logan Paul on there?
Okay, so I had a big spoiler about like 3 or 4 days before the checklist even came out, to where like an insider in Topps confirmed with me that Logan Paul was not in the product. I thought it was a rib. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I already saw the picture, bro. And he said, okay. I mean, I'm telling you, he's not in there. I was like, all right, yeah, no problem, cool. Then the checklist came out, and then I cursed a lot, and I was like, no way. I mean, it felt like a bad dream. It was probably the only type of cards I was chasing. Um, and then you really have to think about it. It happens all the time. There had to be a contract issue. I mean, you saw Jake Paul hop in Topps Chrome Boxing. He got a bag for
Yeah.
that. I looked up some
Yeah.
numbers for that. That was that was absolutely wild. And Logan Paul, man. I mean, like that auto is not a wrestler's auto, man. That's like a superstar auto. On top there with like The Rock and stuff like that. You're getting a premium auto that's never been on a card before. I mean, that's a real collector card. So something had to go wrong to where the numbers weren't right. But yeah, they fumbled the bag in releasing that image. They really jumped the gun. They made that image before they even talked to him. So I think that is where it went sour. So that's my thoughts. But
Yeah, I think when we
I
first
want.
saw it too, I kind of assumed it had to be like a licensing issue or something like that,
yeah,
where something was lining up. Because I think even I don't know if you ever saw that clip of like where he refused to sign like that fake
mhm,
type Topps Now card. I mean, I think this is fake. Like he didn't want to sign it because it's like, hey, like if I sign it, like this is my legit sure auto. So I know he kind of didn't want it to be that way. So I figured it had to be a licensing issue. But yeah, I'm bummed out too. That was another card that I was going to be chasing was a Logan Paul rookie card, and so I don't know. See when he pops up, maybe in Universe. I don't know, or whatever that stuff was called. I think
Well,
it's
they
called Universe,
also
right?
they
don't
at
Yeah.
that Topps conference thing. They obviously it wasn't his badge there. They just threw it for promo, but they had him in there. That's why when I saw
yes,
that he wasn't in there, I was like, man, like I wonder what's like really going on because obviously they have his Topps Now card, and then they have the duel of him and John Cena, which I don't think that's been pulled from my understanding. I don't from what I've seen, I haven't heard any rumblings about that card ever being pulled. So like his stuff's out there. Granted, slim pickings. Like I don't know what realistically, obviously, it's obviously numbers and money. I'm pretty sure that came into
of
involvement with
course,
that.
yeah,
But like the fact that the fallout was so bad that they had to pull him from the products, I was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy there. So hopefully down the line, hopefully we do get something. If it's that patches, in ring auto or in patch auto, whatever the case may be, that would be absolutely insane.
for sure.
Um, but let's go back into finance a little bit here as far as who's in the set. Obviously, we got some new debuters in the set. We got Ray Phoenix making his debut. Obviously, no RC badges because he obviously has his AEW cards. Missing again. Unfortunately, I'm bummed out about the Blake Monroe. Again, I'm pretty sure that's a timing issue with her. But hopefully, when she gets more of her cards, that's not just a Topps now. I'm pretty sure that will be a pretty big chase as well.
Yeah,
We got El Grande Americano making his debut in this set, which it's Chad Gable. I was a little bit upset. I wish it was
I
Ludwig.
know.
If I'm being honest, perfectly honest. But yeah, El Grande
Yeah,
Americano doesn't have any autos, but still think that's a pretty cool one there. We got Kendall Gray having the RC badge. She's making her debut. We got Zara coming back here with the RC badge as well, along with Jordan Grace. So there's a lot of fun in the set, I believe, from an appeal standpoint as well. From design of the base design, I know again, even some people, I know some of the older wrestling fans don't really like the design of it. What do you think about design with the base or the commons, uncommons, and then the rares? I personally like it.
yeah. I think they're cool. It's a little messy where you have to turn the card around and be like, all right, which one is this? I think that there's going to be some sort of like formula to where you know what you're getting at this point. I don't mind them. I think it's cool. It just gives more variation. I think that's the biggest pro of Finest here is the variation to where we haven't seen much variation with especially Sapphire. I mean, so it makes it fresh. It makes it fun. So I don't really mind the base. They're just base anyway. But I think the star of the show is all the inserts, man. I mean, the inserts are so cool, and they're not as cool as Cactus Jack, but they're cool.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of them a lot. I think obviously I kind of hinted it there a little bit. The one that I'm really looking into is going to be the Dark Energy. I
Yeah.
already picked up a couple of Bray Wyatt spots here. Picked up a Bray Wyatt spot. I forgot who's doing the show on Friday. So excuse me, who's there doing the Friday show on Fanatics Live, but picked up her spot or his spot on her show. So I'll be in there tuning in for that. But what's the chase for you? Who are you looking at, or not specifically who you're looking at, but what's the insert for you that you're on your stream? You got wheel spins going. Who's the one, or what's the insert, I should say, that you're really hoping comes out for you?
I mean, the dark energy, like you said, I saw one pulled in person, and oh man, that is just it's a gorgeous. It's like a Color Blast 2.0. I think it's even better. I saw the Finn Balor get pulled. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's when
great.
I saw it too. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was absolutely beautiful. I mean, I would love to pull those. Those are a little common, but if you want me to get crazy, I mean, that King of Kings Triple H that just came out, or the Stephanie
Oh yeah, the
McMahon Queen
auto,
of
yeah.
Queens, like, oh man, like if I touch that card, that'd be pretty cool. But the dark energy, the Ulafalas, I mean, those are the ones you really want to go for. Especially like the Wyatt Six one. The Wyatt Six is like a huge chase. I mean, that's a timeless card right there.
Yep, that's the one I'm after too. So
Yeah.
we're all gonna be fighting over it.
No, they're gonna be out there. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. I'm sure they're gonna be out there. Like you said, it comes out. It's probably it's the easiest case hit to hit.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
easiest
pretty
to
sure.
hit.
Yeah.
Going back at it here, we're looking at 1 out of 67 packs. So do the math there. 8 boxes per
Yeah.
case, 6 packs. So a little more on the common side. It's the Ula Follow one, which, by all means, it's the Ula Follow. So I get why they did that. That's the one every 48 cases. So that you're looking to pull one of those there, or 40 cases, whatever the math is on that.
I'll pull the Jimmy Uso for sure. That will be my Ula Follow.
Jimmy Uso or the Solo.
Yeah, oh god. Is Jimmy in it? Did he ever wear the Ula
Yeah.
Follow?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jimmy's in there.
That's
Yeah,
hard.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
he never
we're
did.
looking
I mean, the only people who were follow was Roman and Solo, right? Well,
And
I
Solo,
guess
yeah.
Jay too. Yeah. Jay wore for a
And The
little
Rock
bit during
for a little bit.
the COVID era. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't put more people. Like I thought they would for sure put like the Alpha and Sika in there, like guys
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think that would have been really cool. That would have been really,
Yeah.
really cool. I don't think we've seen an Offensica in a Topps product. Probably something with the licensing or something like that.
Yeah, that's why when I first saw it.
I always like to see it because like when I think about like licensing stuff, like I always figure like if they have the licensing for them to put them in the video game, like why can't they put them on a trading card? Like Alpha and Sika are on 2K25, so it's like, I guess maybe for further down the line products, I guess. I don't know. Like Lana, I think Lana's the next step now, right? Like she just signed a legend.
I think she's on the checklist.
Ago.
I haven't seen any of her cards, but she is on the checklist.
So
yeah, when they announced that checklist, I started going through it and I was like, Lana? I was like, she signed a WWE Legends contract that I just missed. I texted Robbie right away. I was like, dude, Lana's in here. I was like, when the hell did that happen? Like, did I miss that and wasn't on the dirt sheet that I just absolutely missed? So I was like, by all means, obviously it makes sense.
I think they have a little bit of mess ups because one big mess up that I saw was Lita. She's not on the checklist for autos, but she does have autos. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because going back to the Ula Follow really quick too, because when we first saw that insert being announced and we saw the previews that they released, I was like, oh, like damn, like they're gonna do like a whole like bloodline thing, like that'll be pretty cool. Like Yokozuna's in this set, and like he has base cards from him. Like he has that, and he has Intimidators, the Intimidators insert, but no Ula Follow. So I was like, I guess that's pretty interesting. And I was like, I don't make these cards, but I was like, hey, want to make it a little bit longer, throw a Yokozuna. Who's going crazy for a Yokozuna Ula Follow card, but I was like, hey, it's the thought that counts there.
Exactly.
So I was like, it is what it is there. And I think the showstoppers too. I know like the Cena 101 already got pulled. That looks like a great insert as well, with the little like spray paint, like the white background. I think they previewed Tiffany on that one, so that one looks cool.
Were you in that stream by any chance or no?
I wasn't in there. I woke up this morning and I saw who posted it on Twitter. I think Gelman posted on Twitter all the screenshots that I saw, and I was like, oh damn, like all right.
I don't think I'll ever watch that stream ever again.
What happened on there?
Because dude, so you really can't make this stuff up. So I was waiting all day for the Cena spot in that stream, and in my head I was like, I'm getting Cena, I don't care how much it costs. And this is a true story. So Cena is going, and I'm bidding. I think it went up to like 160, something like that. Swear on my life, my wife calls. So, my wife calls. I swipe up, and I'm still looking. She calls again immediately. So I answer it. She's like, I'm outside. I was like, okay. I go back to my phone. It sells for like 185, and I was like, oh, whatever. I'm watching the stream. They pulled that. I swear to God, I shut my phone off. I just put it down. I went right on the couch, and I just stared at the wall. So, I mean, and she's like, what? She's like, what's wrong? And I was like, no. You don't understand. And I mean, listen, my saving grace is that there's like 6 other inserts, one of one. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that was just a good moment in life for sure. What was that, yesterday? It
Yeah,
feels like
yesterday, last night, I
it.
think, or yeah, during the day. I mean, who? I didn't even see who broke it. Do you know by any chance who
It
broke it?
was
I don't even know.
yeah, it was the MMA Shark. He usually does a couple streams early, but
Gotcha.
yeah, I haven't slept since that moment. So
Running
Oh
on
man, I don't
fumes.
know what I would do. I don't know what I
Mm.
would do in that moment. I would.
That's the second
Oh
time.
man.
Also, that's the second time that happened to me. I swear to God. On CSL's stream one time when Sapphire just came out the first day. This is why I did this. The first day that Sapphire came out, I said no matter what, he's doing dollar starts. I'm getting John Cena. I lost John Cena. It was $86. I'll never forget. I lost it because I said I'm not bidding over 85. 86, and the one of one pink came out. Swear on my life, bro. First day. Yep, that's twice now. So the third one on the new set, I will pay $1,000 for the first stream with John Cena. So if you want to do it, you want to make $1,000, I'm in there. So,
You already here first. Whoever's listening, if you're on whoever breaker they listen to,
oh
I
yeah,
think I might have to get some product now. Do a break on one.
The
I'm like, hey, there
bounties,
you
the
go, baby.
bounties out. The bounties out.
I'll sign it. I'll sign it in contract. The first break that offers John Cena, I will not lose that break, and that's the final. That's it. It's the bottom line.
I think from what I hear, the rumbling. I think from what I heard, it's probably going to be Universe. But at this point, who the hell freaking knows? With all
Oh, I
these,
hope it's royalty, man.
releases.
I hope it's
Yeah, so
royalty,
do
but
I.
it's probably gonna
I
be
hope it's
universe.
royalty. Yeah, I hope it's
Yeah.
royalty just from like the relic standpoint. But yeah, I think Universe, from what I think that's the one they've been signing the most recently after Finest. So I would pray that hopefully it is royalty. But yeah, I think in the end it is going to be Universe here. So one thing we did on our last stream, or I'll also say last podcast, or when we had Cactus Jack coming in, one thing we did here as far as the breaks, I'm curious to see what you're going to say, because you obviously see it from both sides, collector standpoint and from the other side of the screen. There, we like to do, or what we did was we give one superstar that we're buying as far as of like, hey, this is a good price. They got some good cards in here. There's ones where we're like, like that's a decent price, that it is what it is. And there's some, and then there's another section that we did here, which is where we're staying away from that price is too high for what they have or do not have. So I'm curious to throw it off to you, Nick. Who are you buying? If you were to get them on the wheel spin, you're like, oh, that's not too bad. And who you get on the wheel spin, like, oh man, like I wish I didn't get this, or I wish I got somebody else.
Are we talking about Cactus Jack or Finest?
We'll stick with Finest.
Okay, Finest. Trying to think of good price points. I got Ray Phoenix at a good price point for yesterday. I also picked up Penta at a good price point for no autos. I think that they're gonna go down. So if you missed out on the Penta train for Cactus, because I know he was absolutely out of control price, it's a good price point. Just if you want, a couple base cards, maybe like a rare or a fract or something like that. I don't think those are bad people to go with. Um, the person you really want this year is Triple H. I mean, there's so many opportunities with him, and those cards are timeless. We haven't seen him sign. He signed a little bit in Topps Chrome, only I think till 10 and up. So his out of 10 auto signed, his out of 5 auto signed, and his one of one. I think Triple H is the guy you want to go for. I don't think we're going to see much of him anymore signing. I really think this was his like they really forced his hand into signing some stuff here. We haven't seen him sign for years now.
Yeah.
And that King of Kings, I don't care what anybody says. People want to say the Rhea bounty. It's no chance. Like, you've never seen something like that in your life. And this guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, like, you haven't seen a guy stick with a company this long. I'm a big Triple H guy. So I think that's the guy you really want to go for if you got the money. And someone you really are just stuck with. I mean, there's so many, man. Like, you pull a wheel spin, you get like the boogeyman, like you're just cooked. So like, don't get me wrong, I love the boogeyman. I met him so many times, great dude. But it's just like, damn, dude. I know also there's something I didn't know, which is weird as a wrestling fan. When I was doing the list that I make for the random wrestler, I wrote out the Sultan, Fatu, and Rikishi. I did not know that he was all 3 of those people. So
Mm.
if you
I
pull
saw
the
that. I was
Sultan, I'm sure
wondering
you,
who that was. I saw it.
yeah,
Like, who the fuck is a Sultan? I was like, do I
yeah.
not know who
I
that
didn't know
is?
it was Rikishi. I sort of knew he was Fatu for a little bit, but the Sultan. So I mean, like if you pull a Sultan card, you got to be a little salty about that. But just any of the legends that really just have those case hits. I mean, you can't be like too pissed about it. But if it's a low entry, it's like whatever. Maybe I hit on it. But one guy you really want to hit is Papa Shango. That dark energy's sick. That's like the
That's gonna be
coolest
a
one.
sick card. We were
Besides
talking
like the
about that last
Mayans.
time too. We're like, I was trying to
Yeah.
think. I was like, I don't know, was like we seen like a Papa Shango card like in that. I don't even know. And I was like, and then to put it like that, with like I know they group all like the spooky people kind of together. So it's gonna be sick to pull.
Yeah, weird collectors out there collect Papa Shango. A lot of people have asked me for Papa Shango. It's very strange. So
I think I got one. Somebody threw that name in my list. I was like, dude, who the hell's asking for Papa Shango? I was like, I
that's
haven't heard
some.
the name in forever. As far
They're
as like
practicing
wrestling in
witchcraft for
general.
sure, bro. That's some voodoo shit for sure. So
After that, all my viewers just leave my sales this thing. I was like, dude, that was so weird. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
Papa
yeah.
Shango. I was like, I haven't heard that in a name in forever. I was like, and especially in a wrestling card format. But I think that's what makes this hobby so unique, and wrestling so unique when it comes to cards. Like, there's a name that you may have not heard in years, and there's someone with a 101 or like a rainbow of that superstar. So I think that always makes that so interesting. But yeah, I love the Triple H. I kind of going back to like a personal. We were last Friday, we joined our last Cactus Jack break. Like for now, until whoever decides to bring it back, maybe we'll dip our toes in. And the page there was kind of struggling to move some spots, so there was like, fuck it, we lost, like we're losing. So they started doing 2-for-1. So you buy the expensive spot and you get a cheaper one for free.
That's cool.
And then the spots that I bought previously, like I was just doing like, who did I do? I did Uncle Howdy, I did Johnny Gargano, did decent, but hadn't got my punks fixed yet. It's like, all right, fuck it, like we'll buy Punk. I think Punk was listed like at 130, and he had Triple H at 85. So like those kings of the celebrating Triple H's and the kings of the
Yeah,
kinkies.
yeah.
I was like, dude, like for $80, like I'll just throw my hat in there. Granted, it's gonna be super hard to pull in a full case, but like I'll take my betting odds on that, because yeah, I agree with you 100%. The Triple H stuff right now is like super slept on, super underrated. I think even now with this break too, like he's, from what I've seen, like he's right like around like the $80, like $80 to $100, which isn't bad. I even seen some other breakers too group him with Stephanie, and Stephanie has the Queen inscription on there.
Right.
So I was like, man, if you can get both of those for $80, 40 a piece, or however you want to split and do your math, like I think that's a hell of a deal there for those two combos.
Yeah, you take that all day. That's a $2,000 card, easy, like no brainer. Like somebody's paying for that, especially the first one on the market. You could probably bump it up to like 25 to 3,000, to be honest with you. So
yeah, 101
no,
first on the market
the one of one
inscription.
is going to be the one of one will be in like the tens for sure. But even those celebrating Triple H ones, that's a pretty penny for sure.
Yeah, I love the render photo that they're choosing for him too. Like the Cactus Jack one, like at first I was kind of thrown off by, like, man, they threw the Booker and the creative Triple H, corporate Triple H, and then I saw it in person. I was like, all right, that's actually a pretty sick card. So I picked it up for like $3. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's a no-brainer on the Festival of Fury ones.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But I'll throw it to you, Bropio. Who do you got there? Who are you looking at in this finest list here again? Who are we buying? Who are you targeting? You're like, you get them on a wheel spin. Like, that's all right. And somebody like we get them are like, damn, like that's not who we're looking for.
Yeah, I think not you, Nick, but Babyface Breaks Nick. I kind of hit it. Like I'm interested in like Ray Phoenix, like seeing his first like true WWE card. So that'd be pretty cool from like a collector standpoint. I was looking at the auto checklist. Hogan signs. I know people have their opinions about Hogan. So, I mean, now that he's passed away, I know how much more like he's gonna be signing his auto in WWE products. So I don't know what he looks like for like in universe and royalty and stuff like that. So, like this is the last set he ever signed. Like, who knows how much these cards for Hogan will go to. One like kind of like sneaky look, kind of looking at NXT superstar. I'm looking at Kendall Gray. She only has one card, and it's her rookie card, and she's in like in the rare form. She's kind of like getting her feet down in NXT. She's appearing a lot more with Ren Sinclair and Charlie Dempsey. So I don't know what's going on with Poa and QCC. So yeah, that's just I'm kind of gonna keep my eye on and see what that looks like. But yeah, other than that, just the usual PC people that I do, like Bray Wyatt, Wyatt Six. I do PC Andrade a little bit, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the sheep now that he's no longer with WWE. So get his last few WWE cards he probably never going to have. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I think Andrade, I've seen like cheap as low as like $3. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
send you the three. I'm like, hey man, go pick him up. Go pick him up for
he comes
$3.
out every break. They have an Andrade auto in there every single case for sure. So
Before I give my list here, the top chaser, Rob did it here last Friday too. He did the buy two or buy one get one for free. Obafemi. The amount of times that I saw that name in Cactus Jack, I was like, dude, Obafemi, Last Legend. Oh my god, the amount of times I saw their autos, their inserts, their parallels getting pulled. I was like, dude, this is insane. So I was like, yeah, maybe that's one of like a low tier one. You could maybe they're throwing into like as far as the find is like maybe that's one of them too. I was like, dude, I don't know.
that's a
I don't know
really
if you
good
saw
pick,
those
to be
names.
honest with you. It's a really good pick.
Obafemi, NXT champ. I think he's probably gonna get his call pretty soon. I think he'll probably drop the title to Ricky Saints in February. I think is this week? I think it is, right? I think it's Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, one of those. I think eventually he will drop the title of the Saints and hopefully put a rocket on Saints a little. I'm a little bit of a believer in Saints non-biased, so maybe Ricky Saints as well. That's another one there to keep an eye out there. So yeah, as far as my personal list, maybe controversial, but we'll have our conversation here. So as far as who I'm buying, yeah, Bray Wyatt, pretty simple. He has uncommon cards, Intimidators, full segment, and Dark Energy. So obviously we talked about the Dark Energies, like those a lot. Obviously, I'm a CM Punk guy. His auto is a little bit tougher to pull. I think he has the Masters auto. I think from an odds standpoint, not the best odds, but I mean, hey, I'm a CM Punk guy, so why not? And his stuff has only been going up, obviously, with this being back with AJ Lee and Rollins and all that. So pretty sure that's gonna help here. El Grande Americano, if you can find them, I know some breakers had some spots like at $50, $60. That was a little bit too high. But man, if you can get them like $15, $20, like I'm pretty sure there's going to be a market for, again, no autos with the El Grande Americano. I think that would be absolutely sick eventually if they do that.
Oh man, so good.
So whoever signs it, if it's Gable or Ludwig or the other three now that are there. So it'll be interesting to see the other Americanos. Whoever
with the inscription
as
like Gracias or something. Oh, dude, that's
Gracias or Way or something in Spanish.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know if y'all saw it. There's that leak of that. I think he has a promotion going on with Little Caesars where it says Pizza Way. I was like, dude, that's absolutely gold. Like, I'm gonna buy like 2 of those boxes and keep it. That's absolutely phenomenal.
So good.
And then one, as far as like, I see that she gets mentioned a lot, but I still don't think her market has been tapped to yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you could speak on it further. Soruka, her spots have been like $50, $40. She has common, uncommon cards, double exposure, which is like another pretty rare case hit, if you want to call it. That's 1 out of 240 packs. I think somebody did pull it today. I think I saw an image of it on Twitter. That looks sick. And she has a finest autograph, which not the rarest auto, but 1 out of 19 packs. So I mean, the opportunity to get her auto and kind of be in the mix of her case hit, like I think that's pretty not a bad spot for like $40, $50. And obviously, there's been the rumors of her, she's a main roster favorite. A lot of people like her in the upper management. So personally for her, I think it's somebody where if you can find that spot or get on a Wolfsman, I think you're sitting pretty hefty there. As far as the people that I want to say I wouldn't hate it. I think hate is a strong word. I think it's just because the lack of the cards that they have, but I still think they'll do well. But like the fact that there's no Stephanie Verker or Julia autos in here, like that hurts a lot. So if you're paying a premium for Stephanie, I think her spots have been anywhere from like $200. Julia, I love Julia. I've been a big fan of Julia for down in New Japan and everything she did there. But like her main roster fumble has just been so bad. It's not her fault, obviously, but like her spot is still kind of going from like anywhere from like 85 to 100. But if that's a spot you're buying just for color, a super fracture potentially of those rarities, like that to me is a little rough. So I wouldn't say necessarily like I would hate if I got them Wilson. Obviously, it would be great, but the fact that you're limited on inserts, there's no inserts, and you only have base cards and no autos, I think that to me, I'm like, damn, like I just forked out this X amount to not have the opportunity to pull something there. So maybe controversial. Maybe y'all want to say something on that, but yeah, I think to me, like I would like again be like, a little disappointed to not get an auto or opportunity for that.
Yeah, I'll speak on that. First one, whoever's selling Soul Ruka for $50, just shoot me a text and then we'll cut it out on that. Because
I'll send you the
holy,
stream after this. I'll send you the stream
send me
after
the
this.
stream. Holy, I might have to leave this. If they're streaming now, I might have to see you guys later. Holy, that sounds pretty good to me. Now, Soul Ruka is she's booming, and a lot of people are seeing it. She's not the good kept secret anymore. I mean, a lot of my PCR is Soul Ruka right now. I've saw it for a while. And somebody, like you said, that Obafemi, like how people are not collecting him and holding on to him, it's for sure. He's for sure champion. It's the most undeniable thing in the world. Those are two spots, but yeah, if you want to talk about like the Stephanie Vacour and the Julia, it's so disappointing. I personally think it's like totally my fault, to be honest with you, because hanging above me right now is a Stephanie auto and a Julia auto. I swear to God. And can I flip this around? How do I flip this around? All right. If not, if you could see it, there's a Steph
Oh,
and a
yeah.
Julia. My two favorite women superstars right now, and I think I just totally jinxed it, and I ruined it for them. I just don't understand that fumble with Julia is wild. The fumble with Fatu right now is wild. All my favorite people, it's crazy. I really think this is the Truman Show. I truly think it's the Truman Show, where they're just like
I don't know what the water they're drinking over there in SmackDown. It's like if you're not in the tag
dude,
team division,
they're
they don't know what to
testing.
do with you.
They're testing me. I don't live too far from Connecticut, so they're really testing me. No, but really, yeah, those are big fumbles, man. Those are two autos that we've seen in Cactus that absolutely skyrocketed, that people are dying over, that there's multiple bounties on all of them. And how are we not getting them to sign in Finest, or at least making an insert of one of them? It's a huge fumble, but I mean, you can't really dwell on those two. You got to just look at the positive about the other parts. So
Yeah, no, I think in that stream that we're in last Friday, they pulled like out of 25, right? Stephanie Vacour, I think it was an orange on the Astro
Yeah,
Knights,
it was
and
an
I was like,
orange.
holy shit, like that was
Well, they
absolutely.
pulled
I think they
Soul
had
Ruka too. Remember?
the Soruka out of 10. They do they
Had a
pulled
mega box. Yeah.
two of the biggest names in one case. I was like, that's absolutely insane.
yeah, it's
But yeah,
wild.
those are I was like, man, that's absolutely crazy. And it's funny that you mentioned that there with everybody. I was thinking
And
about
then
that earlier. Like, man,
they put the finishing touch on the case when they hit that the case hit of Tito Santana.
Tito Santana. Who was the other one that they pulled? They put another one.
It was Tito Santana and it was the Kings of the Night. What was the other one? It was
Was it Tank?
Tito. Oh,
Something
Hacksaw
Tank.
Jim Duggan. Hacksaw.
Oh, Hacksaw.
Because I remember everybody in the chat was put in ho and that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
I
god.
was like, oh, like,
It was a late night. It was a late night break. It was a late night. People were
Yeah,
acting
they're
wild.
delirious. None like pulling
Yeah.
a nice hacksaw Jim Duggan case
Yeah.
hit. Oof.
Yeah, we saw green and we're like, oh man, like there's a chance. I was like praying. I had my fingers crossed. I had the punk spot again. I was like, that case is going for my shop had it for $500. I was like, dude, if
Wow,
I get that,
it's
that's an
crazy.
easy. Yeah, I was like, that's an easy making my money back at the end. If I eventually I would, if I
Yeah.
was, and then seeing Hacksaw, I was like, dude, that just fucking sucks.
Only good thing about that is that those people probably got it for $1. So I mean, that's a pretty good come up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they had them grouped up. I think it was one of those slots where a lot of the breakers they just group up all the names like in one spot. So I think they got like them and like, which I think also is like a very sneaky like value. Like if you just want value, you just want cards, like those little
Sneaky
group spots
value,
you can
yeah.
find for like 20, $15. Like that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, again, Soruka, if you're listening to this, Soruka, absolute gem. If you're looking for any of the dark energies, Wyatt 6, all that kind of good stuff, Bray Wyatt, I think those are really cheap case hits. So you got to get at a good point. I think Wyatt was like 20 to $40, so nothing too crazy. So hopefully my luck turns here. I've been having some hit and misses on some breaks recently. So hopefully that turns. I know Rob here pulling one of one, Drew McIntyre's and all those other shenanigans out of 50 Oba Femis. This dude's just over here pulling everything. I'm like, dude, hopefully my luck changes tomorrow.
On fire.
Need to keep the hot hands going, man. Or
On
hot
fire.
thumbs as I swipe on the Apple Pay to buy the break. So
Let's go.
But yeah, that is Finest there. I'm really excited for it. It looks great. I'm a fan of the designs, the appeal. I don't know if there's anything here potentially that I may have missed on as far as the Finest. I'll open up the floor to you guys as far as anything that I missed. I think we kind of hit almost everything as far as the Finest. Is there anything potentially that I missed with Finest that I may have missed?
I think one thing we spoke about it for like a quick second, but I wanted to like put emphasis on it, the dual autos that were missing. That is something that I'm like, wow, because I was so excited for that HBK Triple H. The only one confirmed right now is Triple H Randy, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But oh man, those were so nice. I hope they're maybe coming out with the like redemption for them or something, because I know redemptions are not really like put on the checklist. So definitely be like on the lookout for those, because those are beautiful, man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
even when they
think it was.
announced the image, was it the SummerSlam '04 render, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, it
Street
was. It
Fight.
was
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like
the 03. I was like, dude, that's an absolute sick render. That's why I made a
I
video about it.
remember
Like,
watching
dude,
that match as a
like that's my
kid. Yeah,
childhood render right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
one of like the first pay-per-views I ever watched as a kid, and I remember being like traumatized when I thought Triple H killed Shawn with the sledgehammer. I was wanted to cry
Hmm.
like a baby.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I'm gonna show my phone here really quick. Rob, don't you have this shirt? It's that red one.
Yeah, I
That
do
was
have. I
sick.
have all his shirts from back in the day. Yeah, but yeah, I do have that one.
Yeah, because there was a post that was made because I think everybody was kind of talking about that, how they only have the Randy Orton and the Triple H one, which that's still a sick card. Again, I love how they're it's not Topps is being lazy and just getting like old render photos or random render photos and putting it there. Like they're actually putting the renders of when they highlighted that feud. So seeing '09 Randy, the bald Randy, like dude was
Oh,
absolute
amazing.
menace back then.
I mean,
I know
Amazing.
if
somebody
you
put it.
wanna, if you wanna throw a shot that top about being lazy, I mean, honestly, they could have done a lot more with that show. It's like Triple H has like so many like iconic like stories, not just Randy. Like they could have done him and the Undertaker, or him and like Mankind or Mick Foley, however you want to call it. Like they had a good opportunity to kind of like more emphasis like on his rivalry, especially if they want to do like a celebrating John Cena s like celebrating Triple H. Like there was something more. They could have done Triple H Cena, like like yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I mean, Triple H put over so many people and had the best rivalries with everybody, especially in our era. I mean, definitely a big fumble on that for sure.
Yeah, now
I
that
mean,
you
can you imagine
mention
like
it, I would
a
have.
imagine like a triple auto of like him, well, Triple H and Undertaker from like that WrestleMania when it was like the last of the air. Like, can you imagine how sick that car would have been? Man.
God, it's
That would have
crazy,
been
man.
insane just thinking about that. Now I don't even want to know the figures on that card. Jesus.
No,
What
those
I was
are
gonna
those are big time numbers on that for sure.
Yeah,
That's crazy. They could have done one of ones too. They didn't have to make like more than 10.
yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah, they could have just done just one. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh
I know
man,
that was like
Whew.
kind of like the criticism with the duel of The Rock and Stone Cold on card. Like there's 10 of them out there. So there's like, like dude, what's the value? And then there's the superfractor, which has like this, but then there's the one with the inscriptions. Like, what do you really value? Do you value the inscriptions? Do you value the one of one, even though it's technically not really a one of ones? Like, there's a lot of conversation that can be had with that, but not the different pod. Um,
oh for
what I was
sure.
gonna say, what I was gonna say, like one they could have done. I always talk about is like I don't know why it's my favorite moment, but I don't know why it's the Triple H and Cactus Jack when I think he's Mankind and he's slowly turning into Cactus Jack, and like Triple H just starts getting scared and like starts backing up. Something about that like does something for me. I have no idea why, but they could have done that at the duel. But yeah, I was gonna mention here. Somebody made a post. Adam actually made a post. The Gilman over on Twitter. He was talking about how the one thing that he pointed out. I don't know if it's accurate or not, so take it with a grain of salt here. But that the logo on the Triple H and Shawn Michaels didn't have the finest logo on it. So he's saying that potentially it can be like a continuity thing or just like a promoting thing, which I was like, that's kind of weird that they put it on the finest product or like promoting on the product. Granted, they did that with Logan Paul too, so I was like, who knows what they're doing now? But I was like, I guess that is kind of interesting, but time will tell. 'Cause I know there were some cards too, like in other sets I got pulled that we didn't even know about. Like you mentioned there, Lita has auto, but she's not in there. So who knows?
Right.
This is just gonna take product being enhanced, seeing a bunch of rips and seeing what's in there, what's not in there, so we kind of get a better idea of exactly what is really going on here with this product. But yeah, again, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun. Obviously, Nick, want to be courtesy of your time there. So again, if you want to plug in your socials there, plug in what you're going to be doing again with Finest there. I'm really excited for you guys. I know you guys have been killing it recently. You guys killed it with Cactus Jack, so I tip my cap out to you guys there. Really standing out from the other, breakers here who kind of control Fanatics Live, whatnot. So tip my cap out to you guys for that. But yeah, guys, if you want to plug in your stuff one more time, so you can let everybody know where to find you personally, and of course where you can find your everything dealing with all sports breaks.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at BabyFace Breaks. You can find me also on All Sports Breaks on Instagram. If you're this is coming out Friday, right? So if you're watching it on Friday, we're breaking all weekend. I think we're going back to back to back to back to back. So there's going to be somebody on Fanatics and whatnot, I think, at all times over the weekend. So definitely don't miss out on that. If you want to wait for my stream, it's Sunday at 6:30, where, like I said, it's a low entry random wrestler. It's you could spend, like $7 to $10, and you could pull a Triple H and possibly change your life, and then I'll buy it, hopefully. But no, anyway, yeah, all weekend we're doing it. The finest release week is going to be great. I mean, it's going to be everybody streaming it. So definitely hop on in. This is the time to get in. This is where everything gets pulled. So
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Obviously, we'll be in yours. I'll be in your stream on Sunday, so I'll be checking you out there. I know we joined a couple of your spins there. Got some whatnot credit just sitting there. It's like, all right, that's free money there. We'll let it ride. We'll let it ride there. We'll pay the shipping. We'll just let it ride and go from there. But Rob, I'll throw it over to you here. Any final thoughts there on Finest before we officially wrap things up here?
Nah, I really don't got much. I think we kind of pretty much hit everything. The hype is there, so I'm excited to start getting into these breaks. Yeah, I'll be in there for sure on Sunday. See what we can pull. Let's pull some fire. Let's pull some
please,
yeah.
Please. We will.
I got a dep on you. I got a Nathan Fraser on you, and all you pulled me was a 250, man. Can't pull me an auto or something, man.
Oh, all right. At least you got something. I'll listen. I got a couple of death threats in the mail. So listen, if you got a number, we're chilling. So my first stream, it was a 3-boxer actually, and I had a bounty on like a little blaster box. I was like, oh, whoever pulls the first auto gets the blaster. And then I was like, the second box came out, no auto. I was like, all right, guys, don't worry. If we don't pull it here, I'm gonna upgrade it to a mega box. And I'm waiting. I'm like, please come out, please come out, please come out. No auto. I was like, damn. So my next stream, everybody was like cold hands. Nick has cold hands, all this stuff. So listen, I heard it. So if you got a numbered from me, you should be blessed.
Oh man, Nathan Fraser. I remember being so pumped, like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I put a Nathan Fraser at 250. I was like, we'll take it at this point.
That's the release day hype, man. You live for that stuff, because then when you get it and it's like only worth like $3, you're like, oh. But at least it's cool to stream when it comes out.
Yeah, got your package check comps, like, god damn, the fucking $2 card. Exactly. That's $1 at the piece I throw on. It probably doesn't even get any bids on what if I throw it on a stream. Like, god,
no way. But it's the hype. It's all about the hype,
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of hype surrounding the wrestling card market, the wrestling card hobby. So it's fun times. Again, we love having these conversations, just talking everything cards, wrestling, the hobby. So it's always a good time. Hopefully we don't keep it too long next time around. Hopefully we'll make it, maybe monthly, or I know you're obviously very busy, so we'll keep your schedule open. And obviously I feel like we talk almost every day now at this point. So we'll keep in touch.
Always down.
Always. Yeah, we'll keep you in touch, and then we'll be seeing you on Sunday. But yeah, guys, again, if you're listening, make sure to go check out BabyFace Breaks on Instagram. Everything's going to be linked down in the description down below. Go check out his stream Sunday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I'm going to have all sports breaks. All their information is going to be linked down below, along with their Instagram. So if you want to go check out their streams on Fanatics Live and or on whatnot, you guys can go check them out on there. But yeah, Nick, again, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Sunday. We'll see you live, and hopefully you pull some fire for us.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.